Hi, it's Tony at Victor Litz Music again here in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and we're here to show you 3 guitars. If you watched any of the other videos, you'll know that I'm doing 3 guitars a day, trying to work our way down this wall, and it's about a 150 foot long wall full of guitars. We'll do 3 a day, bring them up close to the camera, show them to you, talk about them for a second, and leave it at that. Down and dirty, short, right to the point. If you like the videos, please subscribe. Please share. Please hit the like icon. Please comment. Tell us where you're from. Be interesting to see from what parts of the world are we reaching and who's checking them out and stuff. But today's video, right from the wall up here, might not be able to see it, but I've taken 3 down in a row. Again, working all the way down. Eventually, we'll get all these guitars, but they keep selling, and then we get more and selling. Here's 3 Dean guitars. Okay. Dean new old stock, just found. Here they are. And Dean brings us back to Dimebag. So Dimebag Darrel was kind of a personal friend / he had done a couple of clinics here at Victor Litz Music Center back in the day. Absolutely awesome. The first time, he was not sober. The first time, he needed Coors Light, and it was pretty dramatically wild. It was great. In our store, back on Route 355, North Frederick Avenue, it was a medical building, but we had the first floor of that. And he got everybody just about a mosh pit until he stopped going, uh-oh, this is going to get out of hand. But that was quite an experience. And the second time he came, totally sober. Both times, specifically, what my memory is, he stayed until every person got something, whether it was a pick or a signed autographed poster, and it was amazing. My wife was getting phone calls from high school teachers and high school acquaintances and friends and nurses going, what happened at Victor Litz Music Center last night? Everybody's abuzz. What was it? And it was Dimebag that was there. He stayed at the Holiday Inn, which was walking distance to us at that time. Scott and Dickie, we'll give a shout out to those guys. Scott was an employee, and Dickie is still a personal friend, comes in once a month anyways, because he lives in Vegas, but he visits back here for work. And both of them went to the airport, picked him up, hung out with him, drank with him, partied with him, the whole thing. It was quite an experience. But back to Dean guitars. This right here, Dean Z Select, okay? Black satin. You'll see a theme here that all 3 of these guitars are black satin. So, great guitars. They have a Fishman active electronics pickup system. All flat black. By the way, we got these at a deal. Should they be of interest, call us. We'll give you big discounts. But another mini switch, 3-position switch, 2 pickup, all black fingerboard. Looks like real dark rosewood or something, but then a push-pull pot to do coil taps. This is possibly active on and off, okay? And it does have a binding around it, a trim, okay? But it is also bound, if you can see that little bit of binding all the way around. You can see the line in it, but it's all black, okay? Nice big large headstock. Love it. These are not the cheapies. These are really well-built guitars. These aren't your $299 inexpensive guitars. Set neck, okay? Grover gears, huge headstock. Volute, back of the neck to strengthen it up. Active electronics, string through body. Dean Z Select. Okay. How about a matching bass? How cool would your band be if the bass player was playing this and the guitar player was playing that one? So, Dean Z Select 4-string satin black electric bass with the Fluence pickups. So they're Fishman active electronics, again, push-pull, 3-position switch, possibly on-off. Whoa, this guitar is longer, and I'm touching a guitar up in the ceiling. So, badass looking bass bridge. Yes, it is all satin black, set neck. That's the sweat for my hands. Battery cover. Huge headstock. I can tell lots and lots of stories. Back in the day, I think it might have been Chicago, where the trade show, where the Namm show was, but Dean, in the 80s, I'm sure Dean Zielinski, I imagine, owned it at that time. But at their booth, every 45 minutes or, on the hour, whenever it was, everybody would stop all the different booths around it and go watch the Dean booth, because they had a runway and they had runway models walking the instruments out, doing an explanation on them, and then walking back. That would end, and an hour later, you'd see another crowd gather. That was back in the day. So we got many other stories about trade shows. So there's that Dean Z bass. These are impossible to sit down. I've got it maneuvered so it doesn't fall. Let's hope it doesn't. It's hanging on the edge of a knob, not vintage amp, it's a Showman amp. Okay, Dean V Select V. Same kind of setup, all black, white trim. Maybe you've got 2 guitar players and a bass player, and the 3 of you get these. We got them at a deal. We're telling you, we got a deal. Hint, hint. You need one, call us. We'll give you discounts. But here's the push-pull, possibly the switch for the active, 3-position switch here, black hardware, black, string through body, battery cover, easy access. You don't have to use a screwdriver just to change the battery. In the old days, we had to do that with EMG. Grover gears, huge Dean headstock, huge Dean logo, okay? It's got almost a sharp V to it. Certainly, it's got a V neck on the back of it, so it comes to a point. If you're not familiar with that, this right here is a little bit higher. Instead of a D shape or a C shape, this comes to a little bit of a point. Got the volute. There's that guitar. How cool is that? Those are the 3 guitars of the day for Victor Litz Music Center. We are in Gaithersburg, Maryland. We've got a 10,000 square foot brick and mortar showroom and lessons and rentals and repairs. But if you're ever in the Washington area, come visit us. We've got a huge selection, and we try real hard to not have the same thing everyone else has got. Whether it's new or used, especially used and vintage, we have a wide variety. Anywhere from $100 Silvertone guitars to up to $75,000 guitars sometimes. So please visit Victor Litz Music Center. Like our channel, like us on the social medias, subscribe to our channel is what I'm supposed to say. Hit the like bell or the bell icon, whatever the heck that means. Who knows? But check us out on Reverb. Most of the equipment we get new and used, we'll put straight to Reverb, as Reverb is where we get the most eyes on it. Share this video for your friends. Comment on us. Tell us where you're from. We want to hear from you. It's great, whether it's positive or negative. I know I don't do a great job. I'm not polished at this. This was not my forte, but it's becoming a daily occurrence for Victor Litz Music Center. In between, we'll do all these other videos with a couple of different guys that can really play and demonstrate the stuff. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments there. Charlie's the guy who answers to those. And if you want a faster response, certainly call Victor Litz Music Center. We're here 7 days a week. We are old-fashioned. We'll still answer the phones. First or second ring, we try unless we're busy. But it doesn't go to voicemail and we call you back 3 days later with the wrong answer. Call us. We'll put you on hold. We'll go do a hands-on description on an item. We really, really, really try hard to do that. We're super competitive on price. Last thing, we do buy, sell, trade. Should you have a collection to sell? Should you have 1 or 2 items to sell? We will buy them. We bought 4 pretty big collections this weekend. So it was crazy. 80 guitars from one guy, probably about 10 vintage amplifiers, a bunch of tweed and a bunch of blondes. What was the other one? A church that was relocating and had equipment. And we bought literally a whole bunch of hand percussion and drums and pro sound and a bunch of microphones, a whole bunch of used SM58s and whatnot. And then the 4th one was, gentleman came in with 2 or 3 speaker cabinets, a keyboard, must have been a guitar in the batch, but just you name it, we've got it. It's coming and going. We keep it going. We're trying real hard. It's all family. And anything you ever need, come see Victor Litz Music in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Thank you for checking it out. Have a great day. Take care.